Welcome to Taiji's Kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make 3 different types of Japanese dressing. So first I'm going to make ponzu dressing, which is the mixture of soy sauce and citrus juice. Then secondly, sesame dressing. And third, onion soy sauce dressing. They're all very easy to make and you can store them up in the fridge for like a week or so. And they match pretty much any vegetable. Then, let's get started. Here are the ingredients for 3 Japanese style salad dressing. For the ponzu dressing, I have a lemon and soy sauce. For the sesame dressing, I have tahini, which is sesame paste. And I also have here roasted sesame. If you don't have roasted sesame, then you can look up my other video of side dishes, how to roast the sesame. And then I have onion for the onion soy sauce dressing. For all of them, we're going to use sesame oil, mirin, or if you don't have mirin, you can use sugar. And then here I have Japanese rice wine vinegar, but you can use any wine vinegar. And then here I have olive oil as well. So let's make the ponzu. I'm going to cut up the lemon and we're going to squeeze this. Nothing special, just squeezing. So I got the lemon juice. I'm going to put about a little bit less amount of soy sauce to this. So I'm going to put here 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. Then to that, I'm going to add a little bit of mirin just to take the edge off the sourness of the lemon. So I'm going to put in 1 teaspoon of mirin. If you don't have mirin, then you can put about a half teaspoon of sugar. So let's have a little taste. Oh, this is good. So let's make the sesame dressing. So I'm going to first grind the sesame. If you don't have a grinder like this, you can use just a regular food processor and then it'll actually be faster. It already starts to smell really good. Oh, I love the smell of this roasted sesame. So good. So this is good, we're going to use that later. So in a container, we're going to put in 2 tablespoons of tahini. When you use tahini, you want to mix it up first because usually they kind of sink in the bottom. Mix it up first and then take it out. So I'm going to try to put in 2 tablespoon amount of tahini. Then to that, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of vinegar. 2 tablespoons of mirin. If you don't have mirin, you can put sugar instead. Then I'm gonna mix this up. Oh yeah, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. And then to this, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of sesame oil. And then to this, I'm going to add in the ground sesame seeds. So this is a bit too dense for the dressing. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of water. So depending on what you're going to put this on, you can put 1 more tablespoon of water. Then it'll be more soupy. So that's finished for the sesame dressing. So I usually make these dressing in a container like this so I can put a lid on and then use it later because I'm not going to use all this for today. It's finished. So let's make the onion dressing. I'm going to cut the top off. So for this, I'm just going to cut the top off and then peel it like this, because I'm going to grate the onion. So if you have a food processor, you don't need to grate them. You can just peel them and then cut them up and put it in a food processor or blender. But I don't have food processor nor blender, so I'm just gonna grate them. So I'm going to grate the onion. So this is why you want to leave the stem on when you grate the onion so it doesn't fall apart. So I have the ground up onion. So please be careful, don't grate your finger. These are very sharp. So I'm going to try to get as much out as possible so that we don't have to waste any onion. So here I have the grated onion. I use about a medium-sized onion. So if you have a big-sized onion, then you might want to use half of it. Or if you have a small onion, then you might want to use 2. But for this amount, I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. And then 1 tablespoon of vinegar. And half a tablespoon of mirin. Gotta get a mix. So I'm going to cook this just slightly so that the tanginess of the onion goes away and the sweetness of the onion comes out, and also that I can save this up for later. And then after that I'm going to put some oil. So I'm going to put this in a small pot. Then turn the heat to medium. So it's boiling. I'm going to keep mixing and let it cook for about 2 to 3 minutes until the tanginess of the onion goes away. So I'm going to give it a little try. This is good. So I'm going to turn the heat off, take it away from the oven, and then I'm going to let it sit and let it cool. So the sauce has cooled off. I'm going to put this in a container. And to this I'm going to add in 1 tablespoon of olive oil. And give it a mix. And then also 1 or 2 teaspoons of sesame oil. So this is going to give the aroma of sesame. This already looks great. So this is finished. Let's prepare the vegetables. So for the ponzu I have lettuce and cherry tomatoes. For the sesame dressing I have broccoli. For the onion soy sauce dressing I have zucchini. Let's cut up the vegetables. So these are cut up. I'm gonna slightly cook the broccoli and zucchini. You can boil them, or I'm just gonna put them in microwave and let it steam kind of. Okay, let's see. So they're finished. So I just microwave these two. So I'm going to put the ponzu sauce around. And then put about a teaspoon of sesame oil. Then at the end I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of roasted sesame. Just for the last touch. And for the broccoli I'm just going to mix it again. I'm going to put in the sesame dressing. You can use this as a dip as well. And then for the zucchini, I'm going to put in the onion soy sauce dressing. So these are now finished. Let's eat. Okay, let's eat. Itadakimasu! So I never have like 3 salad together. I'm not a vegetarian and I do eat a lot of vegetable, but not just vegetable. But this is like my midday snack, so it's okay. So let's start with the ponzu sauce. I make this very often. This is a very typical dressing that I use. This is always good. So ponzu, I think, is also another great invention in Japanese cuisine, a mixing of citrus and soy sauce. Total genius. In Japan you can buy ponzu in a bottle. I think in some Asian shops they start selling ponzu now, but if you can find it you can just squeeze the lemon and add soy sauce to it. About 1-to-1 ratio. I also like sometimes to use lime instead of lemon, and it just gives another different touch to it. Usually in Japan we make ponzu with yuzu, another citrus I think only found in Japan. In China maybe? Of course we don't have that, so I usually just make it with lemon, and that's also good. So when I make salad like this, I also often put in avocado or scallion. They also match really well. So, broccoli with a sesame dressing. This is also a great match. So here I use different vegetable, but you can just use the sesame dressing for a normal salad, or you can also use ponzu for broccoli or zucchini, or mix them up. So that's what I like about cooking. So there's no limit. You can try different combinations. So I don't make this sesame dressing that often, but I should make this more often. Very good. Last but not least, the onion soy sauce dressing. Oh, this is really good. The sweetness of the onion, it just brings out the flavor of the zucchini really well. And the mix with the soy sauce is just perfect. So this is like another variation of teriyaki sauce, because the sweetness of the onion plus the soy sauce is exactly the same combination as the teriyaki sweet and the soy sauce, but it's just a different touch to it. So this doesn't have a very strong flavor to it, but nonetheless it's very subtle, very rich in taste. And also in terms of umami, onions have a lot of umami as well, so this is just a really good combination. ごちそうさまでした. That was delicious. As you saw, these dressings are really easy to make, and you can also save these up in a container and so that you don't have to make every time. I hope these dressings gave new idea for your cooking, and if you like what you saw, please subscribe, and I look forward to see you in the next video. Bye.